Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Toolbox Talk with She Masters. Welcome, and Happy New Month. This is the month where we celebrate women, International Women's Month, International Women's Day, which is going to be celebrated on the 8th of this month. But because we have a lot of phenomenal women out there that needs to be celebrated, we have decided here at Toolbox Talk with She Masters to celebrate these women for the whole of this month. Therefore, join me here on Toolbox Talk with She Masters as we welcome our phenomenal women the whole of this month, whom we are going to be talking to them about their industry, about what they are doing within their industries, and what health and safety tips they can share with us. This is Toolbox Talk with She Masters, where we are going to be discussing safety in any industry, whether you are home, whether you're at work, whether you're on the road, aviation, wherever you are, safety is key, safety matters. This is Toolbox Talk with She Masters, and I am your host, Masego Lekgoe. Please make sure that you invite as many friends as you can, tag them, start watch parties, and enjoy the show with us. Like we said, this is Toolbox Talk with She Masters, and today we are going to be celebrating International Women's Day. And with me today, I have a special guest, a young lady from Maung who is a pilot. Yes, a pilot, and we are going to be sharing safety tips for the aviation industry. This month, as we said that we are celebrating International Women's Day on the 8th and International Women's Month this March. We are going to be talking to this lady, and her name is Kaone Kamanakau. Kaone Kamanakau is from Maung. She's a pilot by profession, and we have invited her to come and share herself with us, her story and everything, her career, and also give us the safety tips when it comes to the aviation industry. The theme for this year is choose to challenge. Indeed, this woman has chose to challenge the industry, which is male dominated. Before saying anything more about this woman, let me welcome her to the show so that she can introduce herself and tell us more about who she is and what she does. Gaune, I welcome you to She Masters Toolbox Talk. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Masaho. Emma.
You are welcome.
Yeah, my name is Gaone Kamanakau. I am from Maung, and yes, I am a professional pilot by vocation, or how I make my living. I began as a flight instructor, mo Botswana ko Botswana Flying Academy. I then moved to become a line pilot with Wilderness Air. Shortly after that, I went on to be a trainee pilot for the King Airs with Flying Mission Services. Unfortunately, they had to then close down. I then became the operations manager of a company called S.H.E that's also operating out of Maung. I then joined the Civil Aviation Authority of Botswana as a flight operations inspector. And as of recent, I have been the Wilderness Air Grounds Training Manager. But I have left to become an aviation consultant. So that is what I am busy working on right now.
Wow, Gaune.
Wow.
Oh my God, you are everything. You are actually everything. You are actually everything. You have a lot in your plate, as young as you are, and what you have gone through, like your career path, where you have worked is really overwhelming. But we really appreciate you because, like we said, that the theme for this Women's Month is, choose to challenge. Indeed, you have shown your challenge within your industry. So, Garnet, thank you very much for honoring our invitation here at Toolbox Talk with She Masters, where we are going to be we are talking issues of health and safety across all the industry. And we are happy that we have you here because you're going to share with us the tips on the, when it comes to the aviation industry. Thank you very much, Kaone, and you are very much welcome. Now, let us talk. I believe Botswana out there are really, interested into knowing what exactly you have for them, and what we are going to share with them. So, going for, you've mentioned that you're a pilot. You have worked well with the aviation, so many organizations that you have worked with. So this is the time of Corona, and COVID-19 is everywhere, and the industry, especially the aviation industry, had hit the rock bottom, where it has lost a lot of income, in terms of the commercial part, as you may say. And you being a pilot, how has this affected you?
Um, to be very honest with you, it's affected us in quite, especially the aviation industry, in a very terrible way. Within Botswana, as you know, our tourism sector is one of those sectors that bring in a lot of GDP for the country. And with the borders closing because of the pandemic, we have had such a great loss in terms of the international tourists that have been coming into Botswana. And therefore, our camps are not, being fully utilized. That means our airplanes are sitting; they're not flying around like we're used to. So it's just been something out of the ordinary. I don't think anyone ever expected, especially to see, Maung International Airport being the second busiest
Yeah.
airport in Southern Africa with literally almost no movement. So everyone has been affected. It's actually quite sad. But we are hopeful that things will pick up in the near future.
Great indeed. And I believe that things are picking up now, as we can see a little bit of movement within the aviation industry. So, you have mentioned how bad it has been for the industry. But now, like we are saying, things are picking up. And now people are starting to travel. The airports have been open. People are traveling around the country. Now, let us come here now. We're going to be talking about, safety. Like, this show is about mainly safety. Let us talk about safety for passengers now. Being a pilot, being in this industry, we know that when you go into a flight, you are told, in case of emergency, these are the exits, this is what you're supposed to do, and that. And I believe now at this time, we are going to be seeing a lot of that, plus the advices that you're going to give your passengers in terms of COVID. Can you please take us through what a passenger should expect and how they should carry themselves so that they ensure the safety of themselves, of you as employees, or the crew and everybody around them?
Um, um, it's definitely in terms of the actual aircraft safety. I would say probably the most important thing is whatever aircraft you are boarding, it is by law that the pilot is to brief you on where the emergency exits are, in case of an emergency, how to proceed. And I find that a lot of people get into the airplane and those briefing cards are available, but they don't actually read them. So I would say point number one would be please get into the habit of reading the safety cards, because it is there to familiarize you, and when an emergency happens, we never know when it's actually going to happen. It is better that everyone is somehow psychologically prepared and knows exactly what to do, which is what the whole intention of briefing passengers ahead of time is about. So that would be my number one thing. Number two would be if an actual emergency happens, there has been this trend where people will block emergency exits to take selfies, to, I don't know, try and get a feed of what's happening with the situation, and it's taken a toll for the worst, in that people are actually now losing their lives because the guy that you are expecting, or the lady you're expecting to be helping you get out of the exit, is now blocking it with a cell phone, wanting to take pictures and things like that. So in an emergency, please by all means leave everything as it is. Human life is the most important thing. That is, look, we're not even looking to conserve the aeroplane as much. It is more about the people that are in there. So just listen to your crew, take their advice, read the safety briefing cards. And then when in terms of the social distancing, it has become um, a bit overwhelming. However, there is, wherever possible, social distancing within the aeroplanes. The most important thing would be to sanitize, okay? Would be to make sure that wherever you are seated, they are providing, they're like wet wipes. Don't know what they are, but just so that you can, wash down wherever, or clean down wherever you are actually seated. And most importantly would then be just keeping your mask on for the duration of the flight. For now, those things have been working. We have been practicing them, and we've had very little issues in terms of, our COVID procedures. It's been fortunate. Our passengers have been keen and buying into the idea of this is also part of their own health. And so it's not so much of an aviation safety thing, it's just now an overall safety thing for everyone. So, yeah, that's just what I would say. Listen to your crew, read your briefing cards, don't take selfies during emergencies, and yeah, follow the COVID protocols. And yeah, we should
Yes,
normal soon.
great stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really, it's really surprising, because like you are saying that, when there's an emergency, people tend to start taking selfies, and that on its own is a risk. It's a very big risk, because now it's putting the crew who's trying to assist you in danger, and also the passengers who are around there. Even when we go out there, we see people, when there's accident, people, instead of helping, they'll be taking selfies. And that is actually a very bad safety culture that people have adopted, and they really need to, get rid of that. Like what you are saying really, really is something that I believe Botswana are listening to, and they should actually, try by all means to, get out of that kind of behavior. So thank you very much, Kani, for saying what you have said, and sharing those tips with us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Toolbox Talk with She Masters. Please make sure that you invite your friends and family to this show. We are here every day, every Tuesday, 6 p.m., to share information on health and safety, to share information on safety across all industry. And this day today, we are having me Kaone Kamanagao, who is a pilot based in Maung, and she is sharing with us the safety tips when it comes to the aviation industry. And remember, we are celebrating International Women's Month under the theme Choose to Challenge. We continue our conversation with Meka Managao. Now, Gaune, and like the theme is saying, the theme for the Women's Month is saying, choose to challenge. You are in a male-dominated industry. I just want to understand what this theme means to you, and what you feel like. What have you chosen to challenge within this industry?
Okay. I think for me, the big challenge has always been changing the status quo. In that your typical pilot does not look like me. You usually expect an older gentleman, a Caucasian gentleman, somebody who might be well up there in their age. And so the last thing you expect to see is an African female saying, "Hey, listen, I'm the one that's actually going to be flying you." So for me, I have a mentor. She was actually the first female pilot, Mo Botswana. Her name is Captain Sekile. railing, and he has been instrumental in my career path in terms of guidance and what I need to do. And what what I have been taught is number one, a knowledge for or a hunger for knowledge, in as much as especially with the cultural differences in terms of predominantly who the people that work in this industry tend to be. I would say that going in there wanting to actually learn and be the best at what you do is really what makes people take you seriously. Making sure that you never show up for a flight late, that you are always well dressed and prepared psychologically, mentally. You've studied, you've done what you need to do, and you're 110% there. So that is always something that I have tried to carry with me, that very high level of professionalism, such that it cannot be questioned as to who it is. You are either a professional or you're not. So that's what I've tried to
Great.
live by. Um, oh my word.
I think it kicked me out. It's technology anyway. You are free to have your sip of water, you drink or anything. It's technology. That's what we come across. These are the disadvantages
Um,
of technology.
I have my coffee, so
Yeah,
no problem.
so feel free. Great stuff. So, what you're saying, when you were talking there and you were saying that this within your industry, people tend to be like, they expect that expectation to see a pilot being Caucasian, being someone older, and happy to see you young as you are, and saying that you're going to fly. I believe is one of the challenges that you really come across. But the thing is, Kame, that I've realized is that, when this topic says choose to challenge, with
Um,
challenge comes change. And definitely, you see that you being there, challenging the profession, challenging the industry, you are changing the mindset of other people out there to say that, yes, indeed, even if I'm young and I'm a Botswana person, I'm a Botswana woman for that matter, I choose to challenge this industry. And you, Botswana, and you, everybody, you need to understand that me as a Muswana, me as a young person, I can do this as much as that older person can do it. And I really salute you for that. And you indeed are meant and you are fit for this program. I really honor you. I really give you the all the you, that you deserve. You are really fit for this
thank
profession.
you.
And I know you're gonna go far.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. I'm really
Um,
inspired today.
my, My
Yes.
Soko, just before we had a little glitch there. I actually
Yes.
just wanted to say, in terms of the type of work that I do also on the background is for
Mm,
women in aviation Botswana, as well as
yes.
what we call the Girl Fly program in Africa Botswana. So these
Mm.
are two NGOs that I have been heading up with the intention of trying to attract more young women that
Wow.
look like myself into the industry, giving them whatever they need, mentoring, empowerment, skills development, educational programs, just to sort of broaden their scope in terms of understanding that even within aviation, it's not just you being a pilot. There's so much more that can actually be done. Whether you decide to become an aircraft engineer or whether you decide to become an air traffic controller, the world is your oyster. So I'm really hoping that in the years to come, we will see more and more female Botswana step up and say, we are here, we're ready to take the industry to a different level. So yeah.
I couldn't agree more with you. Like, having a Motswana lady there, having all these services, all these products, and being there to mentor other young Botswana who would say no to this opportunity. Definitely, I agree with you when it comes to that one. Thank you very much, Kaone. This is Toolbox Talk with She Masters, and we're with me, Kaone Kamanagao, the pilot from Wung Muching, Botswana, and we are discussing safety within the aviation industry. So, kind of as we go on, you know, you being a pilot, I'll keep on referring to you being a pilot because it's really touching, it's really good. So, you being a pilot, going into the airplane, into the aircraft. I don't know if you are driving or you are flying. You are flying that aircraft. I just want to understand, honestly, you are up there. What are the risks? What are the advantages of your industry, and what do you feel? How do you think when you're up there? Like, I just want to understand that one. Because I can't see
Um,
myself when every time I'm within the fly the plane or in the flight,
mhm.
flying, I'm always like, oh God, I pray. So you tell
Emma.
me, being there every day.
Mhm. Well, fortunately, actually, you believe it or not, flying is actually safer than driving, than traveling by railroad, for a few different reasons. One of them being that the regulatory requirements for the safety margins are much, much higher. And so it is all about safety from the word go. So the type of risks that, especially in a bush operation, we are more likely to face. Number one would be an airspace where you would have 60 different aircraft at a time going in so many different directions. So everybody needs to know what's going on, obviously, to make sure that we keep ourselves and our passengers safe. Number two would be birds, especially around the Okavango Delta. As we know, it's a wildlife sanctuary. So there's just bird activity. Vultures are things that we have to watch out for on a daily basis when we're flying. And then once we get onto the ground, the animals themselves, of course, it's very, regular that you get to an airstrip and there would be warthogs, or, you'd find an elephant or a giraffe there. And as beautiful as those things are, we then have to really make sure that our safety margins are actually up there. So it's just a constant, I would say, gauging what is the best option to make sure that the end game is that we get there safely and we come back safely. And so that's what's going on in my mind the whole time I'm flying. It's more of a mental thing.
Yes, we are with Menka Managao, a pilot from Mawung. She got cut there, but definitely she'll come back. Let's wait for her. This is Toolbox Talk with She Masters, where we are discussing safety within the aviation industry. And we are also looking at this month as being the month for International Women's Month. And the International Women's Day is going to be on the 8th of this month, where we're going to be celebrating our phenomenal women there who have chosen to challenge their industry. So we this month of March, we're going to be inviting different women from different industries to discuss with them, what they have done, what they are doing, their input in the community, and they've chosen to challenge the industries that are actually male dominated. You do not want to miss this program. You do not want to miss Toolbox Talk with She Masters for nothing, because here we are discussing health and safety issues across all industries. Like we are discussing health and safety issues today within the aviation industry. So we are hosting our special guest, Miss Kaone Kamanagao, who just got cut there, but we hope that she will come back to continue our conversation with her. And she has stated that, within the aviation, when you are flying, please make sure the advice that she can give to the public is that please make sure when you are in, listen to the officials, listen to the flight attendants that are there to give you all the safety tips, and make sure that you also read your manuals that are put there behind the chairs in front of you. Read the safety manual so that you know what you're supposed to do, where the exits are, where the safety, exits are, and all that is needed for you to understand and do in case of an emergency. The other thing that she mentioned is that make sure that you adhere to the COVID protocols. That is, ensure that you always put on your mask even within the flight. Make sure that you have your sanitizer, you sanitize your hands at regular times, and also you'll be provided with wipes to wipe your seats, to wipe your area where you are. And that is the how they assist you as passengers to ensure that they prevent or they limit or reduce the spread of COVID-19. She also mentioned again that many a times when there's an emergency within the flight, that passengers would start taking selfies, a culture, a very negative safety culture that we see when there are issues of emergencies, not only on the aviation industry, but also out there when within the road accidents, when there are road accidents or any people, like any issue out there that is negative, people will be there, not instead of helping, they'll be taking selfies, they'll be taking videos, and that is a culture that needs to be absolutely stopped. We need to go away from that. So Mecca also mentioned that she is from an organization that helps, that teaches, that mentors and educates, young women or young ladies within this industry. It helps them with giving them mentorship regarding the aviation industry. Is not only about being a pilot. It's not like only about being a pilot. There are so many areas that you can go into within the aviation industry. And she also mentioned that this would help you to understand and to develop that passion within the aviation industry as a young woman or as a young girl out there who is passionate or who is aspiring to know more about the aviation industry. I believe that before the end of the show, she'll give us contacts and where information on where to contact them if you are interested on knowing more about what they do. Thank you very much for coming back there. You got cut, but I managed to carry on with my audience here. So I was just telling them of just making a summary of what you've been, advising us on in your organization there, what you are doing. So, before we round up, let us. I just want you to take this opportunity to inspire a young girl, out there. Yes, I understand that most of the time we'll be saying a young girl child out there. There are young boys out there who are also aspiring or who needs advice as well, who need to be empowered as well. So we can put them all together. But because this is International Women's Month, and I'll just say a young girl out there, and whatever that you are going to be saying, I believe is also including a young boy out there who needs to be to know more about your industry, or who needs motivation, who is aspiring to go into this industry. Yeah, ma.
Okay, so we have a website, www.gfpafoundation.org. And that will take you to a website where it will let you know more about who we are as an organization. We are currently operational in South Africa. We are in Botswana. We are in Zambia. We are in Cameroon, and we're going to be in Kenya I believe over the next few months. So we're really trying to do a global pan-African movement in terms of the girl child. And yes, it is not to say that we are not including the boy child at all. This is inclusive for everyone. But of course, statistically, over the years, we found that the African female tends to be the one that is more marginalized than most minority groups. And this is where our primary focus has been. Um, we are also at www.wai.org, which is the Women in Aviation International organization, which we are running part and parcel of GFPA. So, what we are intending to do is mobilize as much resources as we possibly can. We have been based in Maung for the last few years. We actually have an annual educational program called Girls in Aviation Day. So for the last 4 years, we get together, myself and a bunch of the team, our volunteers, different ladies within the sector. We get organized and we just try and have a fun day for the kids, give them some educational material and just expose them to see what's available to them, and of course emphasizing that we make sure that our programs are 100% free. So anything
Yeah.
that you do with us, you will not be required to pay. We are the NGO, so hustling and finding money is our responsibility. So we really want to make sure that everyone has access um, to our different programs. I'm also available on my business line that is 71501250. Um, you can find me on Facebook. We've got a GFPA Botswana Facebook page. You can send us a message there. So that's basically how the audience can get in touch with us in the meantime. And we'll be more than happy to help. We will be starting our robotics and coding educational programs through the Airbus Foundation in the short term. Unfortunately, COVID missed about a lot of our plans, but we are still
Yeah.
working on it. We want to make sure that in terms of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, our girls are exposed and they know what's available for them out there.
Wow. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you very much, Tanya, for that. And I believe our audience here will definitely get in contact with you, with the organization, to make use of those free resources. You know, when we say free, I believe people have to take a chance now and make sure that they utilize your resources while they are free, because there will be a time when the services are not free. So it is time for them to make sure that they utilize this opportunity at the moment. Thank you very much, Kaone, for being part of this exciting conversation. We really learned a lot and we really appreciate you. Indeed, you are a phenomenal woman. You have chosen to challenge, and because of that, there is change in our lives. There is change in your life, and there will definitely be change within the industry. Botswana salutes you, Botswana salute you, and we at She Masters Toolbox Talk, we do salute you. Until next time, Gane, we really appreciate you. Unless there is anything that you want to say in conclusion.
Emma, for the girl child, wherever you are, whether you are under a rock, Oshakawe,
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle of the Delta, where you think nobody knows that you exist, please know if you have a dream and a passion for aviation, we are here to support you. Try and get in contact with us. We will try and help you as much as we can. We really don't want anyone to feel like they are not included. It doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter what the situation is. We are here to help. So please do reach out. And that is for the boy child as well. We are here to help. So utilize us. So that would just
Great stuff.
be Emma.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being part of She Masters Toolbox Talk. We really appreciate you. Leka Mosoma. We are so happy to have hosted Meka Neka Manakau, a pilot from Mawung. She has been telling us about her organization, the people that she is working with, and she is inviting you, Motswana, at home with your children to come to their organization to learn more about the aviation industry, to inspire a girl child, to inspire a boy child, to find out what aviation is all about, and find out more what you are passionate about, and create or inspire, or even, bring that what you don't know that you exists within you. This is Two Box Talk with She Masters, where we were talking safety within the aviation industry, under the theme Choose to Challenge, under International Women's Month. Like we said, this month of March, we are going to be inviting, like you have seen today, we are going to be inviting phenomenal women who have done a big thing, or who have represented the world, or even Botswana in a big way. And we have to learn from them, those women who have chosen to challenge. Me, Masego Lekgoe, Two Box Talk from She Masters. We really appreciate your presence, and we believe that you have appreciated this conversation, this lovely conversation. Do not forget to contact Miss Meka Oneka Manakau and her organization to hear more about what they offer. Until next time, see you again next Tuesday, 6 p.m. here at Two Box Talk with She Masters. Thank you very much. Bye.